Welcome to your Around the Peninsula. I'm Airman First Class Devin Notstein. Professional athletes help influence people in positive ways. Katusa Corporal Chung Yun Chan meets an athlete who uses his talent for the greater good.
Well, I play professional basketball. I've played, this is my third year playing now, so as you know, recently I was in Finland and just transferred over to come here and play in Korea for Samson, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
Excited for the chance to contribute for the hometown fans and Thunders to Ascenso and Pim, tonight is more than just a game.
I mean, initially I'm humbled and honored, especially as my debut game to play in front of the service members. You know, these guys are an example for us all. They sacrifice and their selflessness, you know, for the benefit of the greater good. And it's an honor to just be able to perform in front of them and do my little part in giving something back.
As a professional athlete playing overseas, he can relate to the challenges of being away from home. However,
I think it's very hard to compare because I think what they do is just such a different level of sacrifice and selflessness. But as an overseas player, the only comparison I can make is that, you know, you're leaving the comforts of your home.
Feels good. Happy to be here. I've been waiting anxiously to play, so I'm glad to finally get out here and play.
Warming up on the sideline as he was waiting for his time to shine, he rose up to the occasion when his number was called. Katusa Corporal Chung Yun Chan, Seoul, Korea.
Coming off the bench, Ampim scored 6 points and grabbed a rebound as he made his debut. The United States Army has a proud heritage. Senior Airman Robert Mason has a story.
The Kiowa, the Black Hawk, the Apache, and the Chinook. In a military community, these names may be recognizable as the United States' preeminent combat helicopters. Students from Miss Allen's 8th grade U.S. history class at Camp Humphreys Middle School are learning about the rich American heritage behind the names.
The Apache Native Americans, they were very, very fierce, and the men who taught us about the Apache helicopter, they informed us that that was why it was actually named after them.
The students researched how each aircraft represents the character of the Native American tribe it was named after. Today, they're seeing the helicopters firsthand. Miss Allen sees this chance to step out of the classroom and onto the flight line as a great way to further link the past with the present.
I hope that the students will develop an appreciation for the Army's role in paying tribute to the Native Americans of our country and naming their helicopters after them.
And as any pilot will tell you, experience makes all the difference.
It's one thing to learn about them, but it's completely another thing to learn about it and go into it and get to sit in it, experience it, strap into it.
We're not buckled over here. We can't take off yet.
Know what it actually is and to see each part of the helicopter.
Senior Airman Robert Mason, Camp Humphreys, Korea.
Helicopter names represent Native American tenacity and spirit. Motivation is important within the military. Senior Airman Emma Duff explains.
The 6th Battalion 52nd Air Defense Artillery Medics participate in dust-off training with the Republic of Korea Air Force 20th Fighter Wings.
We actually got to work with the helicopters doing dust-off training. We run a lot of simulations back at the aid station, what we would do if a helicopter came, what procedures there are. But today we actually got to practice loading and unloading patients onto and off of a helicopter and do medevac procedures.
It's combat related. If anything happens to go down or here or in Iraq and Afghanistan or any foreign conflict, it's good training to have because this is something that happens over there every day.
Not only does he recognize the significance of this training, he also has a personal motivation for the entire career field.
My grandfather was a medic during World War II, so this was the only field that I really wanted to come into. He actually passed away when my father was 10, so I've got to read some of his journal. That was cool before I left. I have a lot of family heirlooms. Actually, before I got out here, my aunt gave me his old medical kit.
Grandfather Gray's World War II duffel bag touched down in Korea twice during his enlistment. When asked how PFC Gray believes his grandfather would feel about him working alongside the ROCAF today, there was a simple response.
Oh, he'd be proud.
Senior Airman Emma Duff, Suisan Air Base, Korea.
This type of training continues to strengthen the alliance between the U.S. and Republic of Korea forces. One soldier has found a unique way to get a leg up on stress. Specialist Kevin Spence has more.
Specialist Chadwick Fincher works at headquarters in Headquarters Company. He does paperwork and checks his email just like other soldiers who work in the office. But when he gets out from behind the desk, he's more than just an office worker.
Like kickboxing and boxing and Muay Thai, it's always been something I've been interested in. And it's a good hobby of mine that I picked up before I joined the military. I study and learn kickboxing because I'm so interested in it. Like I think it's such a cool sport, and it gives you the opportunity to see like what you're made of, you know, how tough of a person you are.
No matter how tough you are, you need to relieve the pressure of everyday life.
Every time I work out and I do my Muay Thai or boxing workouts, I'm so focused on doing the workout, and I'm so focused on, you know, my technique, my breathing, and my mind's just off of everything else that's going on in my life. And yeah, it's such a great stress reliever.
The confidence Chadwick feels after kickboxing remains in him even after he leaves the gym.
I think that's the most important part, is that it just shows you that, you know, you can push yourself and take whatever's thrown at you, especially in life or at work. You know, you can do the things that you think you can't do.
Chadwick wants to continue his hobby and even compete in the arena. Specialist Kevin Spence, Yongsan, Korea.
Kickboxing is a combat sport based on kicking and punching. These children learn the importance of voicing their opinion. Senior Airman Emma Duff explains.
The Osan School Age Program, or SAP, holds Justice Week to teach children the importance of voting and leadership. Any child within the program is eligible to run for president or vice president of SAP.
So with the voting going on stateside, we decided to do a 5-day series on not just voting, but justice in general.
I would be a good leader because
I'm friendly. Well, we discussed what a good leader is and what kind of qualities go into making a good leader.
A presidential candidate, Brianna, explains what positive leadership qualities she has learned.
How I be responsible. To show responsible is I help people clean up and help them with those stuff that they need help.
And being responsible isn't her only quality.
How to be nice is I just go with people and play because they don't really have anybody to play with, so I be nice to them and go play with them.
Ms. Reed sees many actions that speak louder than words from Brianna.
She participates in lots of activities and really likes to be involved, is always willing to help and get in there and work with the program assistants.
But in her words, Brianna just wants to be fair.
I go with my friends and I tell them, well, what do you want to do first?
Whether she wins or not, the simple message of justice and leadership speaks for itself through these children. Senior Airman Emma Duff, Osan Air Base, Korea.
The Osan School Age Program offers after-school care. There's no better way of learning about the past than from people who created it. Katusa Corporal Chung Yun Chan meets a guide to the past.
What we say is, to me in Korea is the most important, because before 3 years over here, Korea was nothing. There was no food, there was no housing, there was nothing during the war. The people did a tremendous job. Raised families, they went all over the world. They created jobs over here. And to see what Korea is now, Korea is one of the major organizations in the world. Veterans Day, God bless the veterans.
Mr. Dressler fought in World War II, the Vietnam War, and the Korean War. That was your Around the Peninsula for Thursday, November 20th. From all of us at AFN, enjoy your evening.